Hello there. My name is Bluis Tanker, and today I want to talk about something serious. I'm sure you saw the title of this video or saw the thumbnail, and this isn't what I usually post. And also, I'm not really sure if this video will ever reach them, but I want to express myself here as well as say how I see it. Now, before I get into this, I want to give some context. Recently, there have been a lot of school violence taking place here in the Philippines, and yes, including the ones that are infamous and well known to many. I understand people are concerned, and I'm not trying to make light of these incidents. What I'm questioning, though, is whether banning violent video games is actually an effective way to prevent that kind of violence. Some officials are quick to blame the violent video games, but my short answer? No. I mean, sure, it might do something in the first few months, but it won't solve violence at all. Eventually, the blame will shift to other things like movies, books, history, and even down to belief. A lot of us here have played video games in our early years. I used to play well known titles of games back then, like Counter-Strike and Call of Duty. And while those games depict violence, it never made me violent to a point that I wanted to take a life. Why? I was always reminded that what happens in the video game must stay there, and I must never carry out those actions in the game in real life. To put it simply, I had guidance, like a lot of players here. I had teachers, sometimes even complete strangers, that tell me to be careful when going around the internet as well as playing these kinds of games. And honestly, blaming violent video games doesn't really address the root cause of the issue here, like bad parenting, bullying, irresponsible firearm ownership, and etc. Then why blame video games? That's because blaming violent video games is a convenient scapegoat. It is easy to blame due to its nature. So easy, in fact, that people fail to see the harsh and cold truth that there are other reasons why violence happens. Blaming and banning is merely a band-aid solution, a temporary thing. The issue will just come back at some point. And I think blaming it is unfair because, to be honest, sometimes these kinds of video games even give us a message, a lesson, or something to live by. And some of these games even held us together during the crazy years of the pandemic. There are, of course, some officials that pushes for regulations instead of a ban. I mean, that could be good, but the ultimate point here is that blaming the game instead of looking at the bigger picture already shows the lack of accountability and awareness, resulting in the shifting of blame to a more convenient object. What should be done then? For me, well, at least for me, I'm not sure how others would see it. We can perhaps improve the anti-bullying law, increase and strengthen mental health services, do regulations on platforms instead of banning, just like what Australia is doing, make schools a safer place, and monitor online communities that glorify violence, as there are a lot of those, just so you know. Now, to be also fair, the current generation have a lot of algorithmic exposure compared to the rest of us. We didn't have this much social media stuff during our time. Hence, it is also up to us to help them become better netizens and citizens. We must teach them netiquette, teach them the consequences and dangers, and also teach them how to navigate safely on both the internet and the game space. Because if the blame keeps being shifted over and over and over, eventually there will be nothing else more to blame except the very thing that should have been blamed in the first place. We must always look at the bigger picture. Well, that's my take on it. If you have your own take, let me know. I want to know what you think about the issue.